The way I look at this airplane is an old barn find. We got our flat tire, we got our ripped up wings, we're missing parts, but it's an old Sterling kit, and it's got a aluminum cowl, and this one's powered by a Torpedo 19, which is stuck. It's a throttle control 3-line plane, and it was built meticulously and painted and finished, and it's probably 60 years old, I would think. As long as I can remember, it's hung on the wall. It hung at my aunt and uncle's bar, over the bar, for about 10 years. To fix it, I think, would be an atrocity, because it's like a barn find. It's just one of the coolest airplanes I've ever seen. It's paper and dope. The finish on it is just immaculate, smooth, hand rubbed. These guys, the guys that built it, were the Kuhlmeyers. They were stunt guys here in town. Where my dad and grandfather flew more. They were more rat racing combat guys, and these guys were more scale and stunt guys. And they built a bunch of Noblers, and we actually had a few of their Noblers for years. Always perfectly, just wonderfully finished. And this is a pretty cool plane. I don't know if it was a RC plane originally or supposed to be a control line plane. As you can see, more battle wounds. It has some flaps. If we were to try to get it loose and fly it in my lifetime, it probably would have came apart. Now it definitely would. I remember when it had 2 canopies and rudders and didn't have tears in all the wings. But it's just a beautiful display of craftsmanship, of how people used to build things, and a really cool airplane. It's definitely my favorite airplane of all time. Probably one plane that I would always like to keep around, that's kind of special to me. It was me and Dad got back into flying, and this was what I built a couple of S1 Ringmasters, and he built an S1 Ringmaster. It's a perfect example of what a plane would look like in 1960, I think. It's got a McCoy 35 and the solid rubber perfect wheels, the perfect wedge tank. It's covered in paper and dope. With the scallop scheme, this plane probably has no telling how many flights on it, and it's really just a good old 1960 Ringmaster is what it is. And there's no telling how many of them that were made like that. And very rarely do you see them dressed like this anymore. All the Ringmasters in the world, but this one we could go out and clean out the gas tank probably, or rubber band it back on, and fly it 5 or 6 times.